Greetings and welcome to Dyson Sphere Program. I'm Dgray and we're just standing right here next to our little launcher for the Dyson Sphere that we are slowly but securely building. So yeah, it's going quite well. We need to really start to scale up things now. So far, if we look at our map, we've been sufficing with our current little main bus planetary hub, whatever you're gonna call it. But we are starting to run into a few problems with this design. So that is what we're gonna improve on today. One of the issues we have is if we look, for example, at our iron, it is quite fine for quite a while going out this way, but then as soon as it starts to bend and such, and gets closer to the poles, it starts to be more and more annoying to build. Because of that, I have a new design I want to test out. It includes solar panels, it includes pretty much turning all of this 90 degrees. It has to be turning it 90 degrees so it follows along this way instead, and the main bus, planetary bus, goes from the North Pole to the South Pole. Just to make it all look a bit better and actually fit up much more nicely with if you look here, these grid lines. Because right now going across these this way is a problem, but going along them this way, as long as you're in between places where they don't jump, so you can have one cell here. You know, from my Factorio series, I like doing modular cells. For example, if you place one of these here and just made it all the way around the circle and back, we can have some nice way of planning out a base and controlling the space we use. So in that regards, I think it's time that we, looking at these right here, maybe do a bit more on this base, or on what's called the lava planet, in terms of setting up solar energy, making better smelting setups, and maybe doing a bit with the power generation as well. Right now our power is holding about where we want it, because the Dyson Sphere, if you look at it here, is getting bigger and bigger. If you look at it right here, we are pretty much at 1800 out of 2600. So that also means we will start to get to a point soon where we should probably upgrade the size of a Dyson Sphere. So yeah, a lot planned this episode, a lot of planning and a lot of managing what we are going to do for the next many episodes. So firstly, we can see we do have a bit of science here. Our purple's lagging a bit behind, but I think we should start a Dyson Sphere stress system. It gives us 15 more longitudes limits. So if we start this one, it should pretty much mean that this one will go up and down. So we have more room to build nodes in and such, and pretty much expand out our sphere. It's going to be very cool. And I'm looking forward to what it will look like when we go up further. Because right now it's just following these grid lines. So why don't we get on with what I have planned for today's episode, and that is one, taking a ton of solar panels and flying to our lava planets and setting up a new smelting system. Might do for titanium for now, so we have a centralized titanium production, and we'll have a centralized hub as well for silicon, but we'll go with the titanium for now. I did set up so we have solar panels and such going into interstellar station, so we can actually supply it to different parts of the solar systems, and pretty much get solar and such delivered. I know some of you have commented why I didn't hook up my hub the same way, and I probably should. It'll be much easier when we're expanding out to new worlds, just requesting the things we need. But for now, let's just pick up a ton of solar. Now it's a lot of solar. Might be a bit overkill. We can always request in a bit more. We do have some interstellar logistics stations in case you want to request more to a different planet, and then we're quite good. So what we need to bring: miners, some furnaces, or smelter, depending on how big you want to do the setup. We'll need new belts, or more belts, so we'll just bring a few of those. Can never go down that. And then we'll bring just some normal ones of these. There we are, and now we have 200 something. I could take the faster ones for what we're about to set up. Pretty much just using these are fast enough. We have belts, we have inserters, we don't need the U yet. A few splitters might be good to have. We have 50. And miners, we are rocking about 54. And I'm just gonna go and grab a few things from up here as well, which we also need to hook up at some point. But let's just grab some, look at that, interstellar logistic towers, how many we have. And let's just grab some planetary ones. We should probably just add it into a little system here while we're at it. But well, we'll do that later. I'll probably do it in between episodes to get things looking nice. So, as I've planned, let's go to the lava world, and I think I have brought enough for what I want to do. Yeah, should be fine. Ooh, wait, let's grab some more power poles as well. That is maybe the one thing we could lack if we don't bring it. And drones we have, those we have. Yeah, this should be good. So power, power, power right there. Thank you. And a few of these long distance ones as well. So here we go. What I've planned is going to be quite good. At least I think it works very well. And it will also generate a ton of power for us. I think it's going to be a win-win situation all around. So let's speed along to our new, our old planets and show you our new design. Let's just land right here. Hopefully it's not, because look at this. This is horrible. Horrible, horrible. There's no symmetry, there's no planning in what to do. So I've done a bit of planning here to show you what I mean. Pretty much the solar panels going this way along one of the longitudes. These ones, we can pretty much do it in 4 ways. Pretty much circling the planet. At least the plan is it's gonna circle when it's done. And we're almost there. Look, right here. And some of you might be thinking, and I was as well when I devised this is gonna take forever to build. Because as you know, placing down solar can be a bit finicky when doing these. But there is an insanely easy way to do it. I'll show something I haven't really played around with very much, and that is God mode in building. And to be honest, for placing down solar panels, it is amazing. So if you didn't know, in settings, gameplay, you can go and change to God mode in building view. And this automatically move building target is incredibly powerful in any kind of setting up new setups. Because what it does when we're in the building mode, look, we can go around a mech now, or Icarus, is that whatever distance you place them at, it will pretty much just move it along with the same distance. So for example, if I place right here and press this one, I can pretty much just click and it goes. If I do it too wide, it'll jump 2 every time instead, if you want more space between the solar panels. That could also be a case if you wanted to. Right now I'm doing them all the way in to maximize the power generation, and look how insane that is. It is so good, and you generate so much power doing this. So that is what we're gonna do. Let's just finish off this little part. And if you didn't know, holding down shift, you can pretty much just click. And if you hold down shift and right click, you'll move the robot. So look at this. Let's just build up this entire thing. It's gonna take no time out. I'll move our robot a bit. And let's continue. Out of building range, we'll move a bit more. Icarus will slowly walk down here. If it's not stuck on anything, that is. Which it can get, which is the only negative side of it. But if there's no rocks, we can pretty much just move like that. Let's jump along. Yet again. Move out. Jump again. And look at that, as simple as that, we are placing down hundreds upon hundreds of solar panels. So I so enjoyed God mode for this kind of building. I was about to say it felt cheaty, but I don't think it does, because doing this is rather tedious and this can seriously speed up the process. Let's just get the rest of this filled in so we can actually go back to this one and continue along. Right for an iron vein, we'll just jump across this one and continue. Get our little Icarus moved as well. Please go over here. Are you stuck on a rock? No. There we are, and let's continue the rest of this. As soon as I'm done with this, we will set up our what's it called? Titanium smelting. So this planet will pretty much be all of our titanium flowing through here, and being our main hub for that for probably the rest of the game. That would be quite good. So we just have items flying in, so I don't have to set this up everywhere. I just need to set up an interstellar logistics tower, and the rest will pretty much just get requested in. That is what I've planned. What do you guys think of this setup? I think it is rather ingenious, and it works wonders. So here we are. That has circled the entire planet. We're now generating 109 megawatts of power. And what we can do now is that if we go down this line, we can choose to also do solar this way, or we can just use this as our hub. So if you look here, if we move down, maybe to about here, let's just move our little robots, our Icarus, down to a place where we can build things without too much of an issue. Maybe right here, close to the equator. So if you right on the equator, that might be fine. Go about 3 in, just to have some room to take the backside if you want those free outputs. Let's look at this. Now we can also take them out. 1, 2, 3. And there's room for taking all of these out. I might have placed it 1 too far in, but yeah, I'll leave a bit of room for myself. So now for the massive setup for what's it called? Titanium. So the way I'm gonna do it, if you look at these, we'll take one straight down the middle for now. We can start maybe right here. So this will pretty much be our, oh wait, over one more, sorry. Right there. That will be a setup for titanium. Now I'm gonna show you how much we're gonna produce when this is done. If you see here, you'll also be titanium, please. This one takes, the reason why I'm doing like this is that it takes 2 in, take 1 out. So if you do 30 and 30, we can take 2 whole lines of titanium in and output 1 whole line out. So the way it's gonna be is we'll do these, the best ones go into that one. You will pretty much output a remote pretty much supply and supply to the network, and then we'll just do 30 of these. And now I'm going to show you the brilliant part again of God mode. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Of course, you just need foundation on the last one, typical. 30. That is pretty much 1 whole row setup. Then we can do the same on the other one. That was 30 right there. I'd like to do 30 more. And now we know how far it has to go, and we can pretty much just click it like this. And we have set up a nice long column. We'll take the belts back to right here. And we're not doing these this way. We have to take them from here the opposite way. So you'll go this way down to the end, right there. And we'll do the same on this side. to right here. So this will pretty much give us one full belt of titanium out, which is 1.8k per minute. These do 30 per second times 60 seconds. 1.8k. That is that's an insane amount of titanium and should last us for quite a while. So our drones are building it. And now we need to do one thing that we haven't found a good way to automate yet, and that is this one. You still have to take it in like this, and in this situation it's actually better going into normal third person mode while moving. So we'll just jump back to that one for now, third person. Fine. And then we can move along, hook up all of these sorters. As you know, this will take 60 on this side. Oh, sorry, 30 on this side and 30 on the other one. It'll take 120 sources to do this, and I haven't found a good way of putting them in yet. Or setting them up even. The rest we have found a pretty good solution for. So let's just get the rest of you hooked up. Oh, did I do it the correct way? Oh, I did. Good. Oh, smart. I did it wrong. We'll go in. So here we are. Setting up this little thing. And I'll only do this once on screen. I'll do the rest off. I don't think you would enjoy very much watching me do this 3 more times. In theory, we could fit in 4 more times, but I'll do 3 for now because it looks kind of cool. And I don't have to take the ones from the back. So now we need to do the middle part. You'll output, and I'll just do the first one on the right. That's because it's easy to remember. So you go out the right. Oh, not that. And then the other one will go out on the right as well when we go back. And then we can dismantle all of our old setups that's not optimal anymore and convert it all into this kind of build. We could in theory also hook this up at our main world, but I think smelting and such might be better off world, and then we will figure out what we want on the home world, but that'll probably be launching of the Dyson Sphere and such. I think that would be rather cool. So we have soon set all this up, and then we're ready to go and grab ourselves all titanium on this planet. And that is the main reason I'm doing it here right now, since this is pretty much the only place we have titanium left in this solar system at least. Or we'll be able to request some other ones. So number 2, you'll be titanium ore out. You will just demand right now, local demand as much as you can, and probably remote demand as well for the future, for when we set it up on different planets, they'll all fly here and go in. Of course, it also means we will have to set up a few of these. I'll only do what's it called, max there. I'll pretty much do 100 to do remote demand. That goes to 400 from the main world. It's going to deploy it here, and then we can use these if they have to go and grab things from different places. I just don't want to store too much, and this is a good way to have a bit of a surplus. So now to hook up the belts. The ore will come out this way and in. The same over here. I'm guessing you're about to see what can happen when we turn this thing on. That's gonna request a ton of things. And a good thing to do, I always place, well, as a rule of thumb, in the thing that's requesting the things, for example this, I'll do the drones here, the same with these. Because then they can go out and get it and fly back. And we don't have to hook power up to the ones at the other planets. We pretty much just need to put them down, power the miners that place, and the power withdrawn from this world. So so that is quite good. Let's give you a bit of power. We can do it right here for now. I'm not planning on using the backside of it. We can maybe just move it on. Yeah, do it right here for now. That'll be good. And then we just need to get a bit of power in here as well. And here again, let's just test out God mode because it is also quite good for power poles. So if you see it, I like to place you down every 2. And now I know it jumps 2 every time. And I can pretty much just click as long as I'm inside range. And it'll always place it at the correct distance. Let's just fill this one in, fill this one in, and then we'll just do the rest of you. 1, 2, click, click, there we're down. Then we'll do that one, and here, and then we can just, oh, look at that. Ooh, did I just misalign all of them? Did I just place something? Oh, I placed them a bit too close, it seems. That is my bad. I might have clicked a bit too fast. Let's just remove view again. There we are. Take you. Go over here one more time. 1, 2. Here. There. And just get them placed down nicely like that. So that was all our power. That is hooked up. We just need to hook it up to our system over here. I'll do it right at the corner. This will look quite good, I think. Can remove you. Yeah, look at that. So now all of this is working. So the next part is pretty much hooking up our titanium veins. And since they're nearby, it won't be too far for the robots to go. But in theory, you should just hook up every single node on the planet and then get it delivered to different parts of the world. So in this case, we'll again use a planet or interstellar one. It can go over here. That is somewhat close to all of them. Grab copper, titanium. What else we have? Maybe even the iron one if you want to drag it over here. We could also place it right next to it if you don't want to take too many belts. But then we'll take our miners. Now some of you asked me, is it better to just shift R? It is, and a good way to do it is place them pretty much as close as you can and just fill it in to maximize the amount picking it up. So there we are. Might be a bit overkill doing this many, but then we can get it sorted out much quicker. There we are. There's the one in the middle we're not getting. Let's just take you. Hope you can reach that one. There we are. Then we'll do the same over here. Please hook you up. We'll just landfill in the things we don't need. And there we are. So that's a 2 titanium. Let's just get that hooked up to our current setup right here. We could landfill, it's not really needed. But let's take some belts. You'll pretty much just start right here and go in. And then it's just a matter of hooking all of these up. And I'm at the point I'm only using the best belts. And that is good enough for me. Out here, over and down. Over. And you can go this way instead. I think that'll be fine. Here we are. Then we'll at least have one belt going in full speed. We might need 2, but that I'll solve with a splitter in just a second, when I figure out how much this is going to output. Because I'm quite sure we might need a second belt to handle some of these. I might just go in this way. Let's go in here. And let's hook all of you up. So now we just need to power it. We don't need to power this one. And let's see how much we can actually produce. Let's just place down a few of you around the place. to power this massive thing. And then we just have to drag it out to our little setup over here. Let's get the last one down and let's see this go. There we are. Let's have a little look. Look how much is flowing in. That is only enough for one of them. Oh wait, we of course need to say, please fill that. That is going to get collected by the robots now. Let's see if we can even have this. We can support 1800 in. Wait, sorry, on one belt. 1800 on one belt. And I'm not quite sure if this produces more than that. But it might. We'll just see as it slowly fills out. Maybe right here we can have a splitter. For this, if we do this, we'll make it a bit easier. Then we'll just do 2 lines in or out, depending on how you see it. But a splitter can take more than that, and then we can do a second line going out this way and in. Right here, and then you can just kind of get dismantled and hooked up somewhere else. There we are. Then you two can just kind of get your own build somewhere else. Not the best build management, but yeah, that's why I want to do a simple setup and doing this so I don't have to manage these things. So look, this is still filling up, so maybe we should take you around some other way. Unless this is slowly emptying out now. Yeah, things are going down, so this should consume everything we have going in. If you look here, this one is consuming every bit of ore we can have from these. Flying it over here. That is going in, filling this up, and look at that. We have pretty much going out what we're getting in. 2 belts, and then we have almost a full belt going out. As soon as these are full, we will get a full belt going in. And as simple as that, we can pretty much set up some pretty massive productions. We can just do 3 on this one, so 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. Hopefully there's a copy-paste function at some point. That would be very, very nice. As we are in a place on the grid where it doesn't matter. That the grid lines are, look how much space there's here before it starts to get crooked all the way up here. And the same on the opposite side, we have to get up quite far before it becomes an issue. That's why these equator ones are extremely good. That is pretty much our titanium setup. That means we supply titanium to the rest of the world, or all of our bases. We even have what's it called, space warpers in. So if we do it from different solar systems, we are good. So what do you guys think about this setup? And how it will work with all the power generation coming from solar? 110 by circling the Earth once. That is pretty good, and we're only consuming about half of that. I think it's pretty good, and this is pretty much the kind of setup I want to do for every kind of production going forward. So like we have for this one, we'll do the same with every different kind of the input ones here, and we'll output out the rare ones as well, getting a better graphene production, so flying in fire eyes to this area, I think it's called, to set it up to graphene production and such. So massive setups, whatever one blue belt can handle, will pretty much be a limit on how big we'll make these. And then we can pretty much, on the other side of the equator, do it over here as well. We'll probably figure out a place to do it where these actually don't interfere like this. Good point. So maybe moving this up a few, we'll be able to hook it up a bit better. But that's something we'll plan out in the future. I might move it in between episodes just to get it looking a bit better. So I think that's about what I wanted to do for today's episode, just watching this go. Dyson Sphere interface will be done in the next episode, so we can see the longitudes, how much bigger that gets it. But right now this is one to show you guys. Do comment if you have a better setup than this. I do think it is the best setup I've done so far. And I can't see any problems doing it this way. Well, not at this point. I know I keep contradicting myself, saying this is the best way and then figuring out it's not the best. But yeah, that's the way when you're planning things, learning new things. You keep finding better ways to do it. So I'll end the episode here. Do remember to like and subscribe if you enjoy this. I do enjoy the setup. It'll be massive for when we have to build the Dyson Sphere. And come join me on Discord as well. We've gotten some very active people here in the last few days. Very, very nice with all the chatter going on about Dyson Sphere and different projects, games that is. Also, join me on Patreon if you want to get the save files and such. It will be kind of nice watching you guys play some of those. So with that, I will end today's episode. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I've been Dgray, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye, guys.